July 6, 2005, Kimberly Denise Jones, aka Lil Kim, was sentenced to a year and a day in prison for lying to a jury about her friend's involvement in a shooting outside New York City's hip-hop radio station Hot 97. March 21st, 2007, Kimberly Noel Kardashian soared to superstardom after the release of her sex tape, Kim Kardashian Superstar, which starred herself and her former boyfriend, R&B singer and Brandy's little brother, Ray J. June 16, 2010, Kimberly S. Wolfe, a Nassau County Corrections Officer, went on a murderous rampage in which she killed 2 people and left another injured. All 3 Kims reached a certain level of fame, whether warranted or not, but only one will go down as being the most infamous. On Wednesday, September 7th, 2011, Kim Wolfe, age 44, pled guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder, second-degree kidnapping, first-degree assault, and second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. This admission of guilt stemmed from an incident that happened the previous year on June 16, 2010. A heartbroken Kim, who was distraught over breaking up with her lesbian lover, 45-year-old Stacey Williams, was trying desperately to reconcile with her. She wanted to meet up and talk, even offered to come to Stacey's job to bring her something to eat for her break. Stacey, a 23-year employee at Nassau University Medical Center, worked as a maternity ward nurse's aide. Kim, who happened to be off that day, worked next door at the Nassau County Jail for over 19 years. Kim linked up with Stacey at about 1:30 a.m. They met near an employee-only entrance on the west side of the hospital. They had a brief conversation that quickly turned into an argument, and shots were fired. Stacey was found at approximately 1:35 a.m. by the hospital security guard. She was lying in a corner near the side of the building. The guard initially thought she suffered a heart attack, but when he rolled her over, he found multiple gunshot wounds. Police were called, but by then, Kim had fled the scene and was on her way to the nearby village of Hempstead. Stacey was rushed inside to the emergency wing of the hospital, where she was pronounced dead at about 2:05 a.m. Additionally, Stacey's youngest son was struck by a car right outside the hospital on Hempstead Turnpike while running across the road to find out about his mother's condition. He wasn't seriously hurt and was treated and released. Within about 30 minutes of her confrontation with Stacey, Kim arrived at her family home located at 56 Vermont Street in Hempstead. A discussion with her grandfather, Marshall Williams Sr., no relation to the victim Stacey Williams, got heated, and she pulled out her gun. When Kim's uncle, 56-year-old Marshall Williams Jr., interjected, she shot him in the chest, then turned around and shot her 88-year-old grandfather in the leg. All the commotion made all the other relatives in the house run for cover, but Kim caught her 23-year-old niece, Mary Josie, and took her hostage. Her remaining relatives called for an ambulance and then called Kim, frantically asking her to let her niece go. Kim allegedly told them that she was heading down to Atlantic City, New Jersey, to possibly end it all. The calls went back and forth, and at one point, a Hempstead police officer on the scene, who was a former New York City police hostage negotiator, intervened on the phone and succeeded in convincing Kim to turn back, as she had not made it into New Jersey yet. Just before 6 a.m., she was taken into custody without incident on Harriet Avenue in Hempstead, about 3 blocks away from the second crime scene. Police say a gun was recovered in her lap at the time of the arrest. Her niece was unharmed. 1 year later, on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2011, Kim S. Wolfe was sentenced to 22 years to life in prison and is currently being held at the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility in upstate New York. She'll be eligible for parole on June 12, 2032. She will be 65 years old.